Go in and see Austin this morning for my superhuman.
Superhuman?
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Good to hear it. All right, well, hey, we got an extended crew today. I love seeing that as always, so it's nice to have you guys aboard. It sounds like Motivational Monday keeps growing. So between people that are here live, which I love, and the people that give me their updates on the replay, we'll keep bringing this to you. So I love starting the week this way. So as we talked with Valerie, let's get going with a good one. This one should speak to you. So good morning to everyone. Welcome back to Motivational Monday. Today, I really want to share with you something that will change the way that you take action. And that's what we're talking about, Valerie, taking action. Not next month, not next week, but today. So here's the thing. It's simple, it's fast, and it's incredibly powerful. So it's called the 10-second rule. Now, stay with me. I'm not talking about when your food falls on the floor and you have 10 seconds to pick it up and eat it. Okay, we're not talking about that 10-second rule, because this is one of those concepts that feels small, but if you apply it, it's massive. It has massive impact. So let's start with the truth we all know. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they hesitate. You know that moment, you think about going for a walk, you think about prepping your food, you think about making that phone call, you think about getting out of bed early, you think about starting a project, and then you sit with that thought for just a little too long. And your brain steps in with resistance. Not now. You're a little too tired. You can do it later. Why don't I check my phone first and relax a little bit? Sound familiar? Of course it does, because hesitation is human. Your brain is biologically designed to protect you from discomfort. And it only needs a split second to talk you out of something important. So here's where the magic happens. The moment you think about doing something that matters, something that will move your life forward, something that aligns with who you want to be, you count down from 10, 9, 8. And before you hit 0, you must move. You must move. You take the first action. You stand up, you walk, you start, you execute. Because here's the golden truth. You do not wait for motivation. You beat the hesitation. The 10-second rule interrupts the brain's resistance patterns and forces momentum before you fear or before that kind of laziness can set in. So let's talk about the science for a second. When you have an impulse to do something good for yourself, your brain fires a tiny bit of dopamine. That is your pleasure neurotransmitter. So you get a tiny burst of, I should do this. That's the spark. That's the desire. That's the motivation in its purest form. But if you don't act on that dopamine spike within a few seconds, the brain's prefrontal cortex steps in and starts building excuses. And the longer you wait, the heavier the resistance becomes. It's like trying to push a car. It's easier when it's rolling, and it's hard when it's standing still. So the 10-second rule protects the spark. It builds forward motion before the, I don't really feel like it, voice kicks in. So let me show you where this matters. If you want to get out of bed early in the morning, count down from 10. And when you hit 0, your feet have to touch the floor. If you want to go to the gym, start counting down from 10. And before you hit 10, get your shoes on. At least walking forward to get your shoes on. If you want to stop scrolling on your phone, 10 seconds, start counting down. The phone needs to be put down. You need to start moving your body forward. You want to start prepping your meals, start counting down from 10 and open that fridge and start pulling something out. You want to stop eating junk food? 10 seconds. Push the plate away. Start walking out of the kitchen. Here's the key. Action. Any action is the cure to hesitation. And hesitation is the killer of progress. And you know what happens when you start to apply the 10-second rule, you begin to trust yourself. You shift from someone who means well to someone who executes well. And every time you move in those 10 seconds, you cast a vote for the identity that you want. That healthier person, that stronger person, that disciplined person, that purpose-driven person. You start seeing yourself as someone who takes action, not someone who waits for the perfect moment. And here's the big secret. You don't need perfect motivation. You just need a countdown. Okay, so all right, this is your assignment for the week. Anytime that you feel the pull to do something good for yourself, move your body, prep your food, make a call, start a task, clean up your environment, follow your plan, you don't think. You don't hesitate. You don't wait. You start your countdown. You count down from 10 and then you move. So do this for 2 days and feel a shift. Then do this for a week and you'll start building confidence. Do this consistently and your entire life changes. Because action is the antidote to a stagnant life. So remember this. Hesitation is the enemy. Action is the answer. And all you need is 10 seconds of courage. Where your awareness goes, your attention flows. We talked about that last week. And where your attention flows, your momentum grows. So where your awareness goes, your attention flows. And where your attention flows, your momentum starts to grow. So this week, stop letting hesitation run your life. Use the 10-second rule to flip the switch, because the moment you act, everything changes. So a couple things. Remember, this week we have our Friendsgiving. Hope to see everybody there. It's on Thursday the 20th, I think 5 o'clock. So you can bring a friend and bring a side dish. And right now, before I wish you well for another Motivational Monday and go attack the week, I want you to think about right this minute, what is that one thing that you know you should be doing? And as soon as I hit this off button, I want you counting down from 10, 9, 8, 7,